Yep.
How you doing, Lone Wolf Customs? It's been a while since he's been on here.
I don't know if I'm doing anything. I might send this to you. There's a blue Chevelle from the episode of Blue Goose Garage.
Who did the body work on that car?
I don't know, but they missed a spot right there. There's a big old black line right there.
They missed the whole...
And nobody blacks out the back. That's not a true SS. It's not supposed to be black.
It is supposed to be black. People just don't ever do it. That ain't supposed to happen. I can't believe they did. Is that a sticker?
No. He rattle canned that.
Yeah, man, I did a pretty good job. I had Wayne put me some base coat in the can. Just went... You see that? Hey, who did that?
I don't know. Must be one of those homies.
I don't know. If that Blue Goose Garage guy annoys me sometimes. He talks about this stuff all the time. He must not know how to do anything.
Bondo. It ain't worth a damn. Just throw it in the trash. It's got Bondo in her.
I wouldn't have the motherfucker.
One-handed motherfucker. Drag car. So what are we doing today, Mr. Folk?
I don't know. Hey, I don't go by that last name on here. People find you on YouTube. On your Facebook.
Yeah. And Facebook don't pay you, so that's no good.
I only make a little bit of money from this. I mean, can't you tell the nice luxury?
Oh yeah, you know.
Luxury.
This is a prime example right here, folks. You know.
You know you made it.
We're living it up. Got this $1 billion building here.
Yeah.
Best AC you can imagine when the sun ain't shining.
Kind of lost the shop though. My car got evicted.
Poor Poe Barn, you know, you notice he lost the shop. He had to move to Texas or some shit. He's out in the dead desert.
He really made it, man. All those videos where he was saying he's going to lose the shop.
He lost the shop.
He ended up in New Mexico.
Yeah.
In the desert.
Well, you know how that goes. You know, if you say it, it happens.
I'd do that too, though, if I could.
What, go to New Mexico?
Somewhere.
Well, you know, New Mexico, just like Old Mexico.
Well, one of them
it's hot.
Pay taxes in.
What, the Old Mexico?
New Mexico, you have to pay taxes in, I guess.
Well, it depends on who you're paying taxes to. You're either paying it to the police or you're paying it to the government. You just got to figure out which one. So, you want key? Key.
Now we're going to see.
If the key.
If her neons. No, my neons, because it made it to Michigan back.
Michigan?
Twice now.
Michigan?
With her neon, it don't neon too good.
Yeah, honestly, until I met someone from Michigan, I thought everybody from Michigan was flat-chested, but it actually got a little bit of a bump there. What do you think? You were there.
Most people in Michigan are a little bit on the McDonald's side of the line.
Da-da-da-da-da. You loving it?
I can't say much, you know. I got this good.
You got beer belly. Yeah. You drank too much. Bud. Wise. Her.
I know what you're implying.
I ain't implying nothing about Bud Light. I said Bud.
He'll get us both.
And you got you Wise, and you got her.
Why you got all these wheels loose on this thing?
Me. Normally I record sideways, and this time I'm recording vertical. It's fucking me all up.
See, it's normal though if you just lean.
Lean with it, rock with it. Lean with it, rock with it. Shake around too much, everybody puke on their darn phones.
Neon.
It runs. That's fine.
Hey, look at that smoke.
It's vape. It's vaping.
I think I figured out where the oil's going.
Out the tailpipe?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
We didn't see that though.
I didn't see a thing.
I didn't see nothing.
I didn't even record it, I don't think. you know, they say if 2 won't hold it, 5 won't, but I don't know about 1. Yep, see, that works just fine, folks. I don't know why anyone has any problems. Forgive the shaky video, man. Extreme action. Parking the car with no lug nuts. Parking the car. Parking the car. Now what?
Now we actually need to put that brake back on that right rear.
Right rear.
It actually needs brakes.
Brakes.
We don't ever have. I ain't gonna copy.
Brakes are for stoppers.
We ain't ever gonna copy any Vice Script garage videos or nothing. But we don't ever have brakes. You know, brakes are.
Well, if you're going to do any kind of restorations, the brakes are the thing that never is working.
Yeah.
If the brakes work, the car's too good, and you probably shouldn't be putting it on YouTube because nobody's going to watch that shit.
Didn't you ride with me in that 67 when I only had front brakes?
Most likely.
Yeah. I mean,
I've drove all sorts of shit with no brakes.
We only about died. It's fine.
Yeah. Hell, I drove that Mazda's Protege. No damn brakes.
Well, see, since we didn't die, we can post it and we're fine. Now, if one of us had died, we would have had to wait until the funeral.
Written consent.
Yeah. Or you get consent ahead of time. We go ahead and post something ahead of time.
When in doubt, die it out.
Oh, yeah.
This is the way we jack our car, jack our car, jack our car.
Jack. You gotta make sure you get it up in the middle of the.
Well, if you ain't getting it in the hole, you ain't got it. Cars are rocking, don't come a knocking.
Yeah, we're not gonna stay on this side of that jack. We're gonna do this. If one of us about roll the jack over.
You should weld a big metal plate to the bottom of that and make it harder to move, but it won't fall over as easy.
It probably won't fall over anyway.
Well, we are on a hill.
Well, you're on a little bit of a hill, but there's rock under that dirt.
Should come through here and plow this side and push it over there, and then you'll have a flat work area.
We're just gonna go ahead and jack it up, and I ain't gonna be on this corner of it. So,
Yeah, because if it falls over, you know, it just pins you against the building. You don't really, ain't no big whoop, right?
yeah, you know, the fact that it's moving downhill with me trying to lift it up, that's shake hands with danger.
Well, this is completely OSHA approved in South Korea.
Ocean?
Yeah, there's an ocean in South Korea. Didn't you know that?
I didn't know there's ocean.
Ocean. It's ocean approved in South Korea.
Oh, yeah, you just throw it in the ocean.
Yeah, and then eventually it gets here and we pay a lot of money for it. Up and down and up and down and
Hey,
up
I'll
and
nail it in
down.
a minute. I mean, I've only,
You only jacked it once or twice.
about 2-3 times. It's fine.
It's not off the ground yet.
That jack seems to be out of oil.
Maybe you need to change the timing.
Maybe.
Little tune up. Put some new plugs in it.
Yeah, we're safe for that. You know, it's been a long time since we made a video together on YouTube. You really need to post this on yours. I mean, people don't need to get the impression that I'm always this bubbly ray of sunshine.
Honestly, the way this stupid phone acts, I'll be lucky to freaking post a darn video because of the phone getting corrupted and having too much junk on it. Unless I literally don't edit it, and then it'll be perfectly fine. I can record a good bit of time if I don't edit it. If I have to edit it at all, it cuts the video time in half.
Yeah. Mine did that. That's why I got this other phone.
Yeah.
Wherever it is.
It's in that place where the things will be.
Why are you using a wrench? Because I don't have an impact up here that's actually up. So this is my impact.
This is my impact. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
You remember that one video that one time?
At Bandcamp?
That the one that shall not be mentioned recorded you. And you were in my Chevelle sitting with it sitting right here. And said, this is James's car, but I'm the first one to drive it. Ah!
Do-do-do. I've slept once or twice since
Here
then.
on YouTube is that in a short.
I'm gonna have to watch more of your videos just to know what the hell I've
I
done.
discovered this thing called Shorts, which is kind of like the clock app
Yeah.
without the clock app.
Mm.
So, yeah. Also, apparently on YouTube, you can post picture videos and stuff of you driving, and they don't ban it.
When you're driving 55?
Yeah. So
that's proof you can drive 55.
Yeah.
No one wants to believe you, though.
Yeah, I can drive that thing 55. It puts everybody's life in danger, including mine.
Nah.
But it can do it. You know, I knew the guy that welded the frame on that car. I don't trust him.
I know the guy that welded the frame, too.
I don't trust him. They can't weld. They look like chicken shit, really. They're just...
Chicken shit. Did. See how easy drum brakes are? You just pull them off, and then you stick the new ones on. You're done.
We don't talk about what I had to do for like 2 hours to get that to come off that easy. Now here's what you call a drone.
Did you at least give her a tip for all that effort?
She about gave me one, I think.
Just the tip?
Yeah, just the tip. I really don't know how to feel about that. If he posts all this stuff up on YouTube without editing it, he probably will.
You know I will if I post it. If I post it, it's just as how it is.
Because it's probably Lone Wolf, but I mean, like, you know how it is.
I don't do much editing anyways. With any of mine.
And it's bad. Nobody wants to watch my videos.
Go to his Blue Goose Garage channel and subscribe.
That entire car was built on that channel.
I'm even on his channel.
Now, given everything I did at the very beginning of that project, ended up either getting redone again, or I changed my mind completely, because originally that was going to be a 4.3 fuel-injected V6 with a 400 turbo.
But that's going to be the yellow car. Oh, wait, I ain't supposed to say that.
It was supposed to be the yellow car. The yellow car ended up
becoming a blue car.
Becoming the blue car because I didn't want to do a VIN swap. You listen to some people on YouTube, that's what I did anyway.
No, you just replaced the front half of the car.
And the back half. I used the middle.
Yeah, you use the middle of the car, the legal part of the car. It's like rebuilding a gun. As long as the part with the numbers on it is the part you didn't change, everything else is just spare parts you can order online and have shipped to your house.
Disassembled.
Yeah, it can't be assembled. Some assembly required. There you go. If a guy in the Middle East can hammer an AK together with a fucking rock and a darn hammer, I can build one in my basement too.
You have to have a basement.
Yeah, I'm poor and white. I live in a trailer. I ain't got no dang basement.
Somebody done went and stole my needle nose.
Somebody stole my basement.
Somebody stole my correct tools to do this with. Now I have a screwdriver and a bent hammer.
Comment below if you see the needle nose pliers. I see a pair of scissors, but I don't see no needle nose pliers.
Well, we're just gonna use the screwdriver. Here.
Don't screw the driver.
You know, that's what's got me into a lot of this situation.
Yeah, the driver's hurt the owner of the car.
Totally worth it though.
So when in doubt, go Michigan.
the people from Michigan's already blocked you by this point because we talked shit about Michigan. But now if they got to the end of it, they'd be like, I need to start dating boys from Tennessee.
Oh, here's the thing.
Get out
See,
of this frozen shit.
we talk some shit, but that's only because others talk shit first, so we just return the favors.
Oh shit, because we love you.
See, we wear shoes in Tennessee. It's just that I'm wearing flippers. He wearing boots. Now, I am shirtless.
We don't need to see that. You get blocked on YouTube.
Yeah, my nips will shut down the internet. Be bigger than a hawk tui.
Hot tool.
Spit on Papa!
I ain't spitting on it again. My name ain't Justin.
You know what? I've been watching so much of the Unsubscribed podcast. But honestly, that's what I should turn my channel into. Is just basically the Unsubscribed podcast.
So you can
We wouldn't even have to drink his drink to get all that out. Because hell, we doing all that anyways when we're working on shit.
It gives you the possibility. It gives everybody the possibility of thinking that he may not be that way. If you do it sober, he's that way.
I've never been too much about, faking who I am. I is who I is, and that's all I can be. I learned that from Popeyes. Eat your Spanish, boy.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Boop, boop.
It would be a lot easier if a pair of vice grips or anything else other than a bent screwdriver and a...
Well, it'd be a lot easier if you had some vice grips and maybe a garage.
This is what happens when you lose the shop.
Yep.
Well, technically...
Down by the river.
Technically, I didn't lose the shop. There's a car in there that should be getting done. But it's not.
Should be, could be, would be. Now, what are the kind of tools you need to work on cars? Let's see here. We've got a few of those. A couple of them. There's some of them ratchety wrenchies.
I just found out why her brakes were absolutely terrible.
A clutch. You need a clutch. Don't worry about that.
Well, see, what happens is apparently your wheel cylinder, you need a new one of these.
Yeah.
And you need a new one of these because there's brake fluid all over all this.
You can use brake cleaner on that.
The background of it, the back of it's been leaking a while.
Yeah.
And the shoe is not on the piston. It was not on the piston. The shoe was beside the piston, and the piston was pushing this part instead of this part.
Well, see, if you ain't got your shoe on your piston, you ain't going to get much RPM out of that sucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know how, except I guess they just missed it because the...
it's fascinating how people are so afraid of these things.
Well, what I don't want to do is what everybody else should do, is take that cap off that, take that nut off the center of that, and just pull the damn hub off, because then all you have to do is just get off. I don't really want to mess with that nut.
Now, if you go in off, it may not come back on.
Because I don't have the socket to fit that nut. So, we're going to do it the hard way, and that's probably the neighbor.
No, that's Daddy-O.
I didn't realize it was Dad, because see, he's not normally driving Ford Rangers.
Ford fucking Rangers.
He's normally a Chevrolet.
Chevrolet. Chevrolet.
But see, he's fine with driving that because it's technically a Mazda.
Mazda.
He's also the one that told me once not to buy Japanese cars. And I agree with that after owning that thing. Actually, technically the blue one, the white one, the green one, the purple one, the other white one.
Hey, there's that red Chevelle I seen once or twice.
Yeah.
Way down yonder by the Chattahoochee.
See, you're supposed to be able to take that part off with it together, and it doesn't.
Found your hose clamp.
This is how you snap your finger.
Only here on Lone Wolf's Customs do you see an actual man actually working versus just talking about working.
Well, normally I like talking about working. I don't like showing it.
Yeah, because when you show it,
Because it turns
there's
out
cuss
like this
words.
most of the time.
When you show it, there's cuss words. And I'm not monetized. I don't give a damn. And at this point, my channel disappears. Well, that just gives me an excuse not to make videos.
Yeah.
And it ain't like I probably couldn't start another channel.
Yeah, but he wouldn't want to this time.
Yeah.
See, Lone Wolf started his channel before I started mine. Actually, Blue Goose Garage would not exist if it wasn't for the nut holding the camera. So,
Yeah. Well, you gotta think. I started on YouTube back when YouTube didn't pay you. You put videos out because you had a feeling that somebody would be interested in what you were doing. And you did it for the fun of it. Not because you could actually make a living doing it.
well, I'm a long way from making a living.
No.
I'll ever do that.
But, you know, I started YouTube back when the only reason to watch YouTube was to watch YouTube. Back when YouTube didn't make no money and there was no ads. The good days. You know, it's nice that they pay you for your time, but once they started paying you, it became a business and people started making videos because it's popular, not because you got him.
Safety.
Yep.
No, I didn't bend that. It's already bent. Probably should replace your springs.
Why, if they ain't broke, why replace them?
Well,
Why would you replace your springs, sir?
sometimes, you see, they catch on fire and stuff because people leave their brakes on.
Your springs catch on fire?
Well, they melt your springs. They lose tension and stuff. Let's say, you know, you're driving a Chevelle home with the brakes on fire in the back of it. That's fine.
So don't overheat your springs.
Yeah, don't make your brakes not come back in. You know?
Right. Interesting.
You don't need that paint on that drum. It's fine.
Word of advice.
Also,
You need that.
yeah, you need this. And I'm sure they make a special tool for disassembling brakes like this without doing it the right way. But
There's a rubby spot.
yeah, you can see all that brake fluid?
Yeah.
That's what brake fluid does.
Takes the paint off and rusts things. And right there is the biggest pain in the ass in most cases, the fucking e-brake cable. Just because of that stupid spring.
Yeah.
That's the thing I usually always have problems with. This stuff's easy. A lot of people, they have a hell of a time with some darn drum brakes.
Yeah. Burner doesn't like them.
No. Honestly, if it wasn't for people not liking drum brakes, I probably wouldn't have been able to build half the shit I've built. When you can do something that other people are terrified or don't like doing, you can charge them.
See, that's how I ignore the brake problem.
You cheat a way out.
You just don't mess with the spring.
I
Now
see.
you have to figure out how Chrysler put that spring down in. There we go.
Just like that. Should be doing this as a live.
Yeah, we would not like that. That would not be a good idea.
What, doing a live?
Yeah, doing live.
Why?
Too many people.
Too many people?
Yeah.
Too many people might see you? Don't be screwed. It does, people.
You sound like that one guy that comments on my videos. You sure you ain't been watching my stuff on somebody else's channel?
I haven't a clue.
Don't be scared to talk.
Don't be afraid, it's just a butterfly.
I don't got no brake clean. So
Well,
we're just knocking the loose stuff off.
if you don't knock it off, it'll just sit there.
This is Courtney's car, sir.
Your Splenda mama.
Well, what happens, see, is she gets the brakes hot.
Doing all that race car.
Doing all that school bus racing and stuff.
Racing the school bus.
Pulling out in front of cars in Jackson, Michigan.
Michigan.
Clean.
Yep.
It's like that turns hard.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think whoever took that apart last UGGed too many Duggas on that nut, you know.
No, the way that bearing system functions, it wouldn't be an UGA situation. There's not a preload. So technically it's the bearing being tight or the seal being tight, but most likely a bearing being tight. Until it makes noises, I wouldn't worry about it.
We're going to pretend that we fixed it. Courtney, don't watch this section of this video. Close your eyes.
Where's the screwdriver? Here, hand me that screwdriver. Alabacabla. I think it's fine.
Yep. It's not leaking or nothing.
Well, I didn't touch that. Now what, sir?
Well, you got to get this new one.
Hey, an impact.
Good.
Oh, you killed it? Doot, 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 doot. Oh, there's a dildo. We'll look over here.
This ain't that car. that would be the red one in the garage.
That one in flashlights. You wore it out.
Where's the...
What? Who?
Somebody stole?
Still what?
I thought I put that in that truck.
Well, you gotta tell me what you're looking
A wheel
for.
cylinder and a brake shoes. Oh, there we go. Waste the... No. Overall. Well, that ain't convenient.
Oh, that's trash. Can't put it together. We can't find the part.
They're in the back seat.
Fancy.
And that. You know, after I took it apart.
Yeah.
You can find it then.
Yeah, the very thing you were looking for. Well, it's always the last place you look. If you found it in the first place you looked, you wouldn't be looking.
I got $1 that says the wheel cylinder don't come off like it should.
You're probably right.
But they never do.
It probably has come off backwards.
So what you end up having to do, usually, is break the nut loose that holds, you know, onto the wheel cylinder.
Uh-huh.
Take the nuts, the bolts off the wheel cylinder, just turn it off.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't do what the guy that did this before me on this car did.
Super glue it.
Twist the whole line.
I guess he was afraid to break that up there like Pole Barn's done a couple times. And Vyscript. And who else all's done? Everybody does that.
All these other famous YouTubers that we can mention, that we can name drop.
We're name dropping, so you should go subscribe to their channel.
Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony's cool. Actually, I like Pole Barn too. I like them all.
Wheel cylinders. Drums. Ooh.
What was it? Thunderhead. They put the lawnmower carb on his.
Yeah.
I like him too.
Thunderhead 289.
Yeah.
See, it does this. You turn the whole line because it broke loose, but it turns the whole line. So what you can do is
you undo that and then with the vice crop and everything now. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't you know, cause more work for yourself than you have to.
Hammer. There, I fixed it.
Somebody on here would say, "Oh, you need to make sure you replace that hose."
Why? You can't get much better than the factory.
Why would I replace anything? Why also would I replace the brake fluid and something? I mean, brake fluid going bad never does anything. Never causes your brakes to, you know, lock down or nothing. You know, doesn't turn into water and oil and rust.
Is this one of them things where you talk about the things that is in the opposite ways of the things because you don't want to admit to the thing?
Everybody else on YouTube, you know, they don't want to admit. A lot of people don't admit. You don't see these reviving drives 5 years later.
You do got a point there.
You don't have to see them 3 or 4 times.
I don't know. Now, there's a couple channels I've seen them do that. They'll drag something out, and like 3 or 4 years later, they'll drag it out, and they have to fix everything they fixed the first time all over again.
Yeah, but you know that also happens apparently while you're driving it.
That's just because of crappy parts.
Just because something.
I'll admit it. We can't get a good part from China. We can't get a good part from America. We can't get a good part from any darn where. It don't matter where your parts are coming from. It's just how much extra you're paying. They all suck anymore. Nothing's made like it used to be. And tolerances is a thought that they lost a long time ago.
Sounds like Dad's hitting something.
I was thinking that was in the trailer.
Maybe. May have been.
Maybe somebody's blowing the toilet up.
Yeah.
Hi, person blowing the toilet up.
Lana's gonna kill you.
No, you said her name. I didn't say her name. I was nice about it.
See, that's what you do is, and then you do this while you're doing something else for a few minutes. So you don't.
Should PB blast that or use one of them Sweet Patina products? Which I'm open to sponsorships if anybody's out there. He is too.
Coastal Motor Oil. Sponsor me.
Yeah. We'll use your product.
I'm probably the only guy on YouTube that actually uses that cheap stuff.
Probably. I use whatever's cheap at the store. I don't care. Usually I figure it's either A, gonna last or it's not, but either way, I'm probably gonna blow it the hell up before I ever need to change the oil again anyways. And if I don't, I might put some a quality oil in it.
See, it blew up because we didn't use quality oil.
No, it blew up because I bounced it off a rev limiter and it, held it there for a second when I downshifted at the wrong point.
And missed the gear. Hit
went from
gear
fifth to second at like 80 and it threw a rod out its ass. Yeah.
Yeah, because, none of these parts come with that little O-ring anymore.
What brand is that?
Raybestos. We actually have a name brand part.
So does that mean it's going to fail?
Probably no more different than Ying Sing Jiji Tong Ting.
Xing Shang Ta 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 Ta. Honda. Hey. Come on, focus, damn you. Focus. I can't get cameras to focus. I can't even focus. It's been 30 minutes. There it is. Made in the China.
The China.
The China.
The China.
Made in the China.
Made in the China.
The vagina. I was made in a vagina once.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber ring. A rubber ring for rats. And rats made me crazy.
Coming to take me away, hee hee ha ha. To the funny farm.
Well, we'll get this in a second. I'll tell you. Because what now you have to do, okay, is you have to bend your hoses and stuff.
Here, I always figured you just had to, I don't know, lube it. That ain't gonna work. That's sideways.
I mean, we're not worried about, everything.
We don't worry about that.
We're not worried about safety.
Safety. What's that? I was too poor to worry about safeties.
I talked all this shit, and what's probably going to happen is this line's going to break off. But you know what's going to happen if this line breaks off?
You're going to go over there to the junk car and get another one?
Car right over there and get a brake hose.
Because we's poor. YouTube don't pay shit. In your case. They don't pay me nothing.
Well, YouTube's made more money off of me than I've made off of YouTube.
And that's the way it'll stay, too. There's no point in time that you're going to make more money than YouTube. They'll close the doors and shut the whole darn thing down before they'll actually let anyone make more money than them. Or even equal monies. course, that makes sense. You know, if you're running a business, well, you know, CEO has to make $250,000 for your dollar.
It's sad what happened to Lone Wolf Customs channel.
He finally let it all out, and the channel went.
It blew up for about 2 days.
He was the hottest shit since sliced bread.
And then they killed him.
Literal. I am not suicidal. If I get double tapped in the head, it wasn't me. I'll be the next meme. Lone Wolf didn't hang himself.
What the hell's dripping out of the car?
I don't know. You're dripping off your nose. Sweat. Out of the car, I don't know. Where's it dripping?
Right here.
Where?
I seen it drip.
I think it's bumper water. From where it was sitting butt down. You know, like a yeet yeet truck.
Yeah.
That's the downside with the yeet yeets. The bumper fills up with water and rusts out. Of course, your bed won't fill up water, so that thing will be in good shape years from now when you need a replacement bed for your normal truck.
Did you see where Dad D. Carolina squatted the Suburban?
I ain't paid attention.
Offset springs off of the Rock Auto. He put those in when I was in Michigan.
Michigan. Every now and again I get a little bit lonely and I gotta haul around.
Click. Click.
Yep. Finely tuned elbows for
And
torquing.
the arthritis cracks at a certain foot pound.
Yeah. You'd be able to hear it if he was torquing ahead.
And what we're going to do is
Bend it.
we're going to
So this is the kind of shit they don't show you on normal YouTube channels. Freaking hour-long video of just doing one break.
Yeah.
With absolutely no useful information, just watching it. Sort of like watching those video game channels, you know, where they just play video games and that's it. Sometimes you might see a titty.
Now that looks like that's been there. We didn't void no warranties.
It's OEM as fuck.
I think I need to probably leave my wrench on that. Like that. Now we're good. Oh yeah, there we go.
Is it good and tight?
Good and tight.
Good and tight. Yeah.
Somebody else has ugged when they should have dug it.
Well, if you ugly when you should have dug it, you might poop your pants. Sort of like zigging and zagging. If you zag when you should have zigged, you might end up in the river.
1 minute you're in the road looking at the scenery. The next minute you're in the scenery looking at the road.
Yep.
Courtney, remember this. Let's see here.
I don't remember which way it went. Do you?
They didn't even. That's why her brakes were so bad. Literally, that don't go in any further than that, and it wasn't even.
Well, I would say also the fact that this wasn't actually in its pad was probably an attributing factor. But that certainly was not helping the matter.
Certainly.
Certainly. It was bottomed out. It was bottomed out and knocking over a tonsil or two.
Now you also notice here that what they did is they put that pin in this. Now that is not that kind of lever.
So you're going to pack it?
I'm going to try to. You know, see if you knock off part of the lining. Now I got the other one out.
Now see, it accomplished it, but now I would have suggested just getting a socket. It was a little bit bigger than that. Set it down here and whack. Done.
There you go, assuming I have the right stuff.
Right there. It's out of arm's reach, so I understand, sir.
You happen to see where I put that?
What, the pin you knocked out?
No, the C-clip.
C-clip?
The circuit.
I remember you setting it on something. I just don't remember what in the world you set it on top of.
Right here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and we're missing the, this.
Yeah, you gotta have that. Or your car will blow up.
No, you don't have to, but it sure does help.
Well, according to the internet, you